We are only just 12 hours after the transfer window shut for the January 2025 transfer window. And today we're going to take a look at the loanees that have gone out, the one signing that's come in, and a sale as well. And we'll talk a little bit about it on this latest news video. So Leicester City's only signing in this January transfer window is, of course, Woyo Coulibaly, who joined Leicester City on a permanent deal for 4 years for £3 million from Italian club Parma. When the transfer window opened on the 1st of January, I think pretty much every Leicester fan would say the priority was a right back. Some would say a centre back, and then a few would say a winger. However, I think all three were as important as each other. Were we going to get all three? It was always unlikely, but we had hope. And unfortunately, the club have crushed our hopes. However, we will try and look on the good side, and it is that Woyo Coulibaly does come in. Much needed reinforcement for Ruud van Nistelrooy's squad. James Justin has had a horrific season. He's faced so much criticism, abuse, and so many goals have come down that right-hand side. A right-hand side that is very weak now that Abdul Fatawi, the winger, is, of course, out injured with an ACL for the rest of the season. And don't forget, the Woyo Coulibaly signing itself took over 2 weeks to happen. You would have thought he would have been lined up ready for the start of the window. Clearly not. Apparently, according to Ruud van Nistelrooy, the club took their time, making sure that his character was right, that it would be a good fit for him and for Leicester City. And that's why it did take that much time. He's only featured twice so far, making 2 substitution appearances against Spurs in the 2-1 win and against Everton in the 4-0 loss. Van Nistelrooy says he is very good in 1v1 situations defensively. He's good on the ball. He can play as a low right back. He can play in the middle of the pitch. He can play high. So there's flexibility there in our build-up. They are comments from Ruud van Nistelrooy. So we could see him as a right winger. We could see him as a right back. We could maybe even see him as a right-sided centre-back if we do have a change of system. Because I think the change of system now is what a lot of fans are looking at as probably our only option going forwards. We hoped that we would have players to come in and make a difference in both ends of the pitch. That's not happened. So what is left to hope for? Maybe a miraculous change, a discovery of a system that works and keeps us up, like the Great Escape season from the 14-15 season. Moving on to outgoings now, and we will start with the permanent deal of £10 million for Tom Cannon to Sheffield United. Now, this one raised eyebrows. This one split the fan base a little bit on whether this deal should have gone ahead or not. Of course, Tom Cannon was on loan at Stoke. He was recalled after a decent start to the season, 11 goals in 25 games for the Potters. However, he was recalled. He was sold on to Sheffield United for only £2.5 million more than what we bought him for. Now, the deal for Cannon, the 10 million quid, could rise to 13. I imagine that's if they get promoted. But then we've heard Everton also had a sell-on fee. So how much profit we actually bank, I don't know. Look, I understand, and I was very much part of the camp that said Tom Cannon should be kept because if we go down, it's a proven championship striker. But I understood the sale if it meant using that £10 million to reinvest back into the squad this January, and that has not happened. So I will give this a big thumbs down of a sale. Tom Cannon is looking likely to be in the league above Leicester City next season, where they might be in the Premier League. We will be in the Championship. I'm convinced of that. So it doesn't look like a sale at all. You know, we've not spent the £10 million. Is it just to claw back some PSR points? Some PSR, allowance. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get relegated regardless. So maybe they've had to do it to kind of avoid any points deductions in the future. But apparently the EFL are already going to give us one, and transfer embargo. We're a mess. So again, big thumbs down for this sale. It makes no sense to me now that we've not signed anyone else other than Woyo Coulibaly. And the third most notable sale or movement this window was, of course, Hamza Chowdhury, who also went to Sheffield United. Leicester City are now Sheffield United's feeder club, apparently. He has gone on loan to Sheffield United. Now, apparently, there is an option for a permanent deal in the loan contract. I don't know whether that is if they go up or if they stay down, whatever it is. Maybe it's just an option they can just decide at the time. If they go up, you'd think maybe that they would make it permanent for squad depth. If they don't go up, maybe, yeah, he's a good championship defensive midfielder. But again, I don't think there's too many people complaining about this. We would, of course, preferred a little bit of cash. But then again, would it have got reinvested? Well, clearly from the Tom Cannon deal, no, it wouldn't have got reinvested anyway. So he's not a starter for us. He's barely played any minutes. I'm not really bothered by this one. I'll give it a kind of like that. Not a thumbs down, not a thumbs up. It just is what it is. And then I'm just going to touch on 4 other outgoings which we got in recent days. And that was Brandon Cover, who was recalled from his previous loan at Port Vale, where he's been playing as a wing-back. And he's been loaned back out now to Fleetwood Town. And maybe he's going to get more minutes. Maybe, he's gone to League Two. So, maybe it's just a better fit for him. I don't know why clubs recall players to just put them back out on another loan unless they weren't playing. But I think Brandon Cover was playing. Will Alves, of course, on the thumbnail, he has gone on loan to Cardiff City. Now, this one I do agree with because he wasn't getting minutes for Leicester. He only played a few minutes against Man City, I think. He played in the Cup a little bit, but, we put all our hopes on this guy for our future. It's, he had a bad ACL injury and an Achilles injury in the space of a couple of years. He's not been blessed with luck. However, he does need minutes in the bank. And minutes in the bank is what I think he will get at Cardiff City. Hopefully, you think back to the Kiernan Dewsbury Hall Luton Town loan in the Championship. That was a good move for Kiernan. He came back and he went straight into the first team in the Premier League. Imagine what Will Alves will do after 6 months on loan at Cardiff. Hopefully, he can hit the ground running. And hopefully next season when we are, sorry to say it, in the Championship again, he will be a starter for us. He hasn't shown loads of evidence that he's going to be a great player. He is very young, still 19 years old. He's not this 16-year-old though anymore that we used to hype up. So good luck to him. Hopefully he does something good there at Cardiff and is ready to come back to Leicester in the summer. And finally, viewer of the channel, I'm convinced, Tom Wilson-Brown has gone on loan to Kilmarnock. Again, somebody who made the bench for the Man City game earlier in the season. He's getting his first chance at senior level with Scottish Premiership side Kilmarnock. Whether he'll play too much there or not, I don't know. I mean, you look at Sammy Braybrook, he went out on loan to a Scottish team and didn't play too much, and he's been recalled. But Tom Wilson-Brown, clearly, he's rated at the club. They think he's got high potential. He made the bench for crying out loud. And even that match day, being a part of that match day in the Man City game, that would have given him a little bit of confidence and maybe a bit of hunger to make it. And he has gone on loan to Kilmarnock. So let's see what happens to him, how he does, what level he's at when he returns. I did send him a little message on X yesterday to wish him luck, and he did give it a little like, and good luck to him. It's a shame that we're not being able to do as many incomings as we've done outgoings, but there we go. I suppose loaning out the young players is very important, and we'll see how that goes for him. All in all, what I will say about this transfer window is what we've basically said on every video and every live stream recently. It's a shambles. The club is not being run correctly or efficiently. I've just seen as well that Leicester City have the lowest 20th Premier League transfer spend in the last 5 years, since 2020. We have the lowest. Something changed around that period, obviously during COVID. Of course, yes, the owners aren't as rich as they were, but we're still richer than other Premier League clubs, that is for sure. So why are we not spending the money? Clearly, it's PSR that is causing the problems. How have we spent less than anybody else in the last 5 years and still got PSR issues? Well, we know the answer. It's wages. We've been given out incredibly high wages to incredibly average or worse players. Yannick Vestergaard, Connor Cody, Harry Winks. And don't get me started on Connor Cody, by the way. He did ask to leave yesterday to go to Wolves. Leicester said, not happening. We're not swapping you for Dawson. So it's a shambles all over the club. It sounds as well, from that Cody news and other bits, from the Coley news earlier in the window, it sounds like they're rats trying to jump a sinking ship. That's how it seems to me. Will that play out like that? We'll wait and find out. If we are getting relegated, of course, there will be players wanting to leave the club. The problem again, though, is we are expecting a transfer embargo, so we won't be able to replace them. We'll have to wait and see. Make sure to hit the like button on this video. Make sure to hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments, please, what you thought of the transfer window. Not too much swearing. Try. If you want to call it shit, just call it shit. I do all the time. So we'll see you very soon on Blue Ticking Glasses. Try and stay positive. But if you like a good moon, should I say, a moon, you're not going to find moons here. If you like a good moan, make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe. We'll see you soon.